explain to me what just happened like I'm 5. How else do you explain politics to an American? Didn't you just lose? I got my ass kicked, yes. So you're not in power anymore? We are. These were just local elections. And we won almost 1,500 of them. 1,500? And we lost almost 1,500 seats. How many is there? About 5,200. But your island is so tiny. There's a lot of people. Too many of them are bloody immigrants. We lost 560 seats. You got crushed too? Oh, yes. But aren't you and Labour the biggest parties? One of us has run the country for 100 years. But now the voting public has realised it's your fault the country is in such a mess. And they're voting for you? Far right is all right. So are you going to be the next Prime Minister? Kalshi says Farage is only a 13% chance. Really? Streeting, Rayner and Burnham all have better odds. How does that make sense if Reform keep winning? That's a question for him. I'm going to have to step down in a futile attempt to save my party. So you'll have a new leader, but he's still going to win the next election. And I will be Prime Minister. He's like the MAGA movement of 2014. So he's like Donald Trump? Donald Trump for Wish. Who else won the seats you two lost? I got over 400. The Greens? Yeah, the Greens. That's right. The Green Party? Why is that bad? Don't you want to replace cars with bicycles and ban meat unless the animal gave its consent? Among other things. Who else? We won the most seats in Wales. Is that a big deal? You're from there. It's the first time Labour aren't the biggest party here in a century. So it's gotten so bad Wales want to be run by the Welsh? And we won the most seats in Scotland. Really not a United Kingdom. We're Scottish, not British. So Reform didn't do well in Wales and Scotland? We're the second biggest in both. So let me get this straight. Your country is so messed up that you're going to elect Timu Donald Trump to try and fix it. It looks that way. Wow. You guys are fucked.
Crowds are gathering, whistles blaring, phones held in the air. A few brave folks are swearing at the agents who just glare. With the feds off to the races as they fan out in the street, looking for dark faces to snatch right off of their feet. Taken out of town, taken by the score, taken 'cause they're brown, taken 'cause they're poor, taken on a bus, taken on a ship, taken just because they're going on a trip.
And good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on what part of the globe you're on and what time zone you're in. I'm your host, Skeptically Speaking.
And I am your co-host, Sweet Pea from across the pond.
And welcome to the Skeptically Speaking podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want more independent media in your life, please consider supporting the show. You can do that in one of 3 ways, or all 3 if you're feeling frisky. Cash App, Venmo, or become a patron subscriber. Links are down in the description. How are you doing, Sweet Pea?
I'm doing okay today. How are you doing, Skeptically?
Yeah, I'm just enjoying my Gatorade and vodka. And yes,
I'm trying to stick to my diet.
how's that working? Fruit slices.
They taste like bits of cardboard with fruit.
Oh my. Well, I'm sorry to
Slightly
hear that.
sweetened cardboard with a touch of fruit. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but
A fruit flake.
yeah, the fruit that's supposed to be completely inside is a lie. It's like a touching of fruit, a bit like the Trump phone. I do have an update on that for you as well when you want to hear that after.
Oh, please. You know what? I think we should, I mean, we're talking about racism today. So yeah, let's talk about racist products. We're talking about the Trump phone. Let's hear it.
So apparently there's been a leak in the data of Trump Inc. So you know that the Trump administration put out that about 600,000 Trump supporters have supposedly put deposits down for these Trump phones. Well, according to other online sources, they've actually done the research and actually seen the real figures of who've put their names down. So about 30,000 have actually put their names down, and only 10,000 of them have actually put $100 deposit on the phones. So the 10,000 that have put, I think it's either the 10 or the 30,000 have had their information leaked from Trump Mobile company to a third party person. A third party person has leaked all the information on the people that have put deposits down for the Trump Mobile. And it's no surprise that Trump Inc. or Eric or anyone is not been able to get in. People haven't been able to get in touch to get this problem solved, which is no surprise. And I reckon that the only reason that they're now come up with this Temu dollar store version of Trump's phone is to stop the legal implications of what they had on their website about that they are under no obligation to release the phone, even though you've given them a deposit for it. And the only way you can get your deposit back is if you pay for the full product, which they did put out on their websites that they have no intention of bringing that product out. So you've basically given your Trump phone, or you've basically given Trump and company $100 for free of your hard-earned taxes. And speaking of taxes, did you hear that Trump now is wanting to give January 6th is it Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever that pedo's name, or that pedo enabler's name in prison is, taxpayers' money, and other people like that. Also as well, in the news, the DOJ have struck down to stop Trump from using taxpayers' money for his millionaires ballroom, which I think is a good news for the people. I don't know, that's all I got so far.
Yeah, so evidently that slush fund that Donald Trump was going to be putting together for the January 6th insurrectionist domestic terrorists, well, apparently that fell through because even Mike Johnson could not get support from his own caucus and had to go and tell Trump that personally, saying, hey, sorry, we're just not, we can't get there.
Because yeah. Trump has literally shot himself in his own foot, because Trump is going on a revenge scheme at the moment and targeting his loyal Republicans that stood by him through thick and thin and all this. Because they didn't support him, was it last year or in 2024, they done something, so they're on his hit list now of revenge people. So he's been targeting certain Republicans, and he's actually got most of them voted out in the states that were truly loyal to them. So he's basically shooting himself in the foot, and he's actually dividing the Republican Party more than it was already divided. Take, for instance, the state that Massey was in. He had Trump's back completely, without a doubt. He was a, true ally of Trump's. Because Trump is on this revenge thing, now what are you going to think? Massey only lost 10% of the vote. 10%. That was all that was between him and winning, was 10. A lousy 10%. So Trump thinks he's done a good thing by getting what he's thinking, as he's calling, rhinos out, but what he's really done is shot himself in the foot, and he's now gutting the Republican Party more than he's already gutted it. So I guess we wait and see what happens. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Yeah. Now we're just going to watch the space. It's literally the Trump regime is just in free fall. It's whatever. They're going to do as much damage as they can before the midterms, I think. So but yeah, it's getting pretty wild. But watch the space, as they say.
And I heard from like some of the other Republicans that have been thrown out under the bus from Trump. They've literally said they have 7 months to fuck everything up for Trump. And one of them said, yeah, it does. And one of them said that he's brought a lot of paedophiles to light that were in the Epstein files. And he has 7 months to bring every single pedo that's left on Epstein's list out for public knowledge. So I wonder what he's going to be dropping on the public soon.
Who is this again?
I think it was Massey that said that, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, this MAGA on MAGA violence. So distressing. Well,
like I said yesterday, It's Christians persecuting other Christians.
Unbelievable. Well, we're talking about racism, so yeah, that's going to be today's topic. Wonderful. Isn't it amazing? Let's go to the first video.
These extremist groups put out videos after floods.
Patriot Front is here, continuing efforts in Central Texas.
They put out videos during fires.
We are here in Santa Monica Pier, collecting donations for victims of the wildfires.
They figured out that videos about natural disasters can reach a whole new, large audience.
I think white nationalists are interested in natural disasters because everybody is interested in natural disasters.
John Kelly heads Graphica, a firm analyzing how content spreads online.
There are very few things that bring the public's attention to focus on one thing in unison, and natural disasters is one of those.
These groups, through natural disasters, are trying to change their image. They're trying to say we're wholesome.
That's one of the things that characterizes the current groups, is that they've kind of decided to leave the more triggering iconography in the closet and try to appeal to a more mainstream audience. Not to do things that turn people off, the way that marching around with swastikas would turn people off.
A lot of mainstream media, how they depict us, they like to show a guy who's in camo, trucker hat, maybe overweight, face tattoo, something like this. What I wanted to do was to create something positive for young guys like myself.
There's nothing positive about Nazis.
Yeah, so that's one of the things they're going to do is try to get in through the back door of, our homes, our young children's lives, by trying to appeal to a wider audience by saying, so we don't just do racist stuff. You see, we're helping the community. We're helping with natural disasters. Unbelievable. And morons are going to fall for it. So one of them is called the Patriot Front. So yeah, that's what they're going to do. So they'll save their racist shit for the weekends, and then, next thing you know, they're going to be raising money for natural disaster relief and all that shit. It's unbelievable. Well, speaking of racist shit, let's this Houston Police Department, this deputy went on almost sounded like a drunken rant, but then you listen to her and it's like, oh no, I think she's sober. She just sounds like she doesn't have enough chromosomes, like she's missing a few, or has an extra one. I don't know how that.
Yeah, I think she's sounding drunk because she's so irate on the hatred and disgust that she has for people, that all that hatred is bubbling to the surface and it's making her sound like an incoherent mess. But she is an incoherent mess. But
yeah, I mean, again, when you first listen to it, it's like, oh, she's having a drunk rant. But no, she did two live streams or videos. She recorded the first one and then she came back and recorded another one saying, oh, how good she felt about getting all that racism off her chest and saying all that stuff she's been wanting to say for a long time. Go ahead, listen to it. You tell me what you think.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I hate. Oh my God, I hate. Like, I hate y'all. Like, you, like, I don't. Oh, we were slaves this entire. I don't give a. Like, for a reason, you guys were slaves. You guys don't know anything better than the steal. Like, oh my fucking God. Like, I was literally eating food with my friend. He had his, oh my God, like, I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de Dios, I had my fucking wallet next to me, like, my whole purse, and those, like, that little small ass decided not to steal my wallet. Oh my God, I would have grabbed my heel and, like, whooped the out of that ass, but, like, whatever, right? Some other but no homo or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud, like goddamn, like oh my God, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. Like I kid you not, I don't know what the came over me. I grabbed that by the neck and I was like, come here, you. And oh my God, like I felt like the world just stopped. Like it was just peace. Like I don't know. And then he was just like even I in my head I was like, damn, pasaste, because I called him a.
Yeah.
What a disgusting, vile woman. What a disgusting, vile woman. And if there was any way that I could have literally put my fist through the camera to smack her, I would have done. And yes, I would have held my hands up and I'd taken full responsibility for that, but I would have made that smack count.
My thing is, how did somebody lacking in that much intelligence, I mean, listening to her, she sounds like well, I don't know. I mean, she sounds special needs. Like there's a developmental problem. And then it clicked for me. It's like, well, yeah, racists are usually broken in the brain. There's something busted in their brain and they're just stupid. They can't, it's like it will not matter. Their brains are just trashed. How the fuck is somebody lacking in intelligence? How did they pass? How did they get into the police department? Is the bar
that's easy because there's
low?
there's other racist corruption, other corrupt racists in charge, and they let other corrupt racists come into the fold without any proper due diligence or research. This is why it's important that we stand up and fight back against institutional and systemic racism, because it does exist and it is still going on today, even though it shouldn't. The whole system needs to be torn down and rebuilt from the top downwards.
Yeah, I was just flabbergasted that somebody this fucking moronic made it in. I'm like, It can't be that easy, but who the fuck knows? And the fact that she felt that free to be atrocious, it's like, you got to be an extra bit of stupid if you think that that was going to fly, that nothing was going to happen. You know, I don't know if she thought she was in her private group chats with her other fellow officers, because you know damn fucking well the way those work. They can be their trashiest, nastiest selves, but you don't do that in public. You know?
Well,
I guess
this
there's
is
just varying degrees
unfortunately-
of stupidity.
There is, but this is unfortunately Trump's America at the moment. He has made racists feel safe to actually come out. The racists have
Oh yeah,
always
he's got them
been
all
there.
fucked up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's made it feel that they're safe and entitled to come out and say what shitty, disgusting, vile things are on their mind, and to do the most vile, disgusting things to people, you know. It is inexcusably disgusting. Trump is, you know, we need to make racists afraid again. We need to make racists crawl back under the gross, disgusting rocks that they come out from.
Yeah.
Do you know, in today's society, there shouldn't be racism. There shouldn't be hate, you know, for any of the communities. I'm dumbfounded by the stupidness of it, you know?
Yeah. So according to People magazine, Houston cop relieved of duty after viral video of alleged racist rant sparks calls for firing. Officer Ashley Gonzalez remains employed but could face suspension as officials investigate a clip allegedly showing her using slurs about black people. A Houston police officer has been relieved of duty after a viral video allegedly showing her going on a racist rant circulated widely online, drawing outrage and calls for her to be fired. And this is why they feel emboldened. They feel that they can get away with anything because they're not being held accountable. Well, we'll just put you on suspension pending an investigation. Unbelievable. Yeah, this is why. Anyway, Houston Police Department is aware of the video, blah, blah, blah. Department has not publicly confirmed that Gonzalez is the woman seen in the video. The video, which has been spread across social media, shows a woman repeatedly using racial slurs and making derogatory comments about black people, including describing her use of the language during a past arrest. In one portion of the video, she says, "Y'all don't know how good it felt to say racial slurs out loud. I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. I felt like the world stopped. It was just peace." This is the problem. They feel at peace in their racism. We need to change that.
I want those racists to feel just as uncomfortable as they're making everybody else feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. And did you get the last thing she said? She says, "Let me get a black person on a 911 call tomorrow. You going to jail." I think we need to investigate. We really need to investigate all of her past arrests and convictions of those arrests.
Yeah,
Now, Gonzalez
I wonder how many
was-
innocent people she's.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I wonder how many innocent people she's arrested and thrown in sort of jail.
Yeah. I mean, she faces termination, but I mean, for something this obvious, yeah, she might get, you know, and then she'll just go to another department. That's how they do things in Texas. Gonzalez was sworn in as an officer January 2024. She's been an officer for a year and some change, if that. She completed more than 1,600 hours of training through the police academy and other law enforcement programs. She previously served in the Marine Corps from 2019 to 2023 and reached the rank of corporal. This racist fucking piece of shit
I mean, Gonzalez, she sounds like she's Mexican.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody wanted to do due diligence and get ICE to investigate her,
you know, and you know what's ironic is there is a lot of anti-blackness within the Latino community. It is pretty wild, and the fact that they're getting treated by the very people that they're trying to be buddy with, MAGA wants nothing to do with you. MAGA wants nothing to do with you. And these are the same people that think, oh, well, I'll get in their good graces by being extra racist. I'm going to double down and I'll even be worse than they are. And maybe they'll let me into their little special club.
Yeah, what they don't seem to realize, Trump supporters see them nothing as tokens, and tokens can be spent. Once they've outlived their usefulness for Trump supporters are not going to want nothing to do with them or even support them.
Yeah. First of all, they don't have the complexion for the protection of the collection. And MAGA is not letting them in at all. Now,
they use them. They use them as talking pieces. That's all. MAGA uses them for talking pieces to get, other talking pieces. And like I said, once they're spent, MAGA don't want nothing to do with them.
There was a story of black MAGA showing up at rallies, Trump rallies, and they're getting beat up. They're being hunted and beaten up. They're being targeted at these racist MAGA rallies.
Oh, yeah, that's because they don't want them there. White MAGA don't want black MAGA there. They only want black MAGA there when it's a photo opportunity to get publicity out. Oh, look how many black people support Trump. That's all it is, a photo opportunity. And the sooner the black MAGA voters realize that they are just being used, the better for everybody.
Yeah. So, as backlash mounted, the Houston Police Officers Union said it was extremely disturbed by the video. In no way does the Houston Police Officers Union or its leadership condone or tolerate racist behavior from any of our officers, adding that the department would take appropriate action to maintain public trust. Local leaders and activists have called for Gonzalez to be fired. I can't believe we're diddling about this. I mean, how blatant does it have to be? This should be automatic termination. NAACP Houston branch president said the video showed outlandish racism and warned that each day a racist officer wears a badge and carries a gun, innocent civilians are endangered. I mean, the call is coming from inside the house. And when you put people like this on the streets, armed to the teeth, what do you think is going to be the outcome? Houston City Council members also called for her immediate termination, saying the situation makes it harder for the community to trust the police, especially in Houston, Texas, for fuck's sake. I'm deeply troubled by the reports, blah, 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 blah. I support our department, but incidents like this make it significantly more difficult to build and maintain trust with people they serve. Efforts should be made to ensure she will never be allowed to serve in any law enforcement capacity moving forward. Yeah, she should be automatically barred from the police force across all 50 states. So this is old. I don't even know Yeah, this is from last month. So
I have an outrageous suggestion, and they might find it outrageous.
yeah.
So I reckon that all the racist cops should be fired, and their pensions should be taken and put into a victim fund. So anyone that has been a victim of cops being racist should get a paid settlement out of the cops sort of retirement fund. I don't know. It's just a thought.
Yeah. Yeah, and they need to be put on a list as well. So that way
And they
when
should
their
be
name comes up, oh, you're disqualified.
Yeah, that way they never work in public sector again.
Yep. So Houston City Council member Alejandra Salinas posted a statement saying she wants HPD to closely review any prior arrests, reports, and testimony tied to this officer to determine whether a pattern of racial bias impacted past cases and whether any Houstonians' rights were violated. I mean, that's a given. She basically told on herself. She's like, yeah, if you get me a black person on the phone, they're going to jail. Fucking witch. In the video, Gonzalez appeared to be referred to an incident that occurred while she was off duty. See, she hated black people, used the N-word, blah, 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 blah. Gonzalez mentioned that a situation she's described in the video reminded her of her time in the Marines. Yeah, let's go back and let's review what that was like in the Marines. She earned several awards, including the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal. How is she getting a Good Conduct Medal if she's behaving the same way? National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal. Records show she did not deploy during her tenure. She's still technically an employee as of April 23rd. She turned in her badge and gun. It isn't allowed to perform any police duties, blah, 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 blah. When the investigation into the incident is complete, she will either be reinstated or indefinitely suspended, which means she will be fired and not eligible to be rehired. Quote, I commend HPD for swiftly suspending the officer, but it must do more than investigate this incident. The department should closely review any prior... Yeah, well, they need to be reviewing her work comrades and find out, hey, what's been going on under the surface? The actions and words... This is laughable. Listen to this. The actions and words of Officer Gonzalez do not reflect the vast majority of officers who serve Houston with bull fucking shit. But in what reality? In what realm? What galaxy is this true? Is there an alternate universe? I'm sorry.
If there's an alternate universe.
These police departments literally have gangs, police gangs. Okay? And you're going to tell me the vast majority of the officers are A-okay? First of all, this racism that she expressed, this wasn't her first time. What do you think she's like with her other fellow officers? Where she fucked up was being public about it. I mean, if you're that dumb, you don't know how to keep it under wraps. Dude. I guarantee you her coworkers are fucking pissed because now they might come under, well, you know what? Scratch that. Her coworkers will be just fine because Houston Police Department does not deal with racism in their ranks. They'll deal with public displays of racism if it's undeniable. Well, yeah, we can't deny that. Sure. You know, it's like if a Houston police officer is racist in the woods and no one is around to see or hear it, is he racist? My God. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. So that happened. And I've been waiting for a whole month to talk about this. But this is just getting bizarre. You know, it's just amazing to me how the Trump administration has got people thinking, oh, we can just come out and be as nasty as we want to be. It's okay now. Unbelievable. But it's just we've got to start taking this seriously. This is not anything to be laughed at. This isn't anything to, well, you know, it's whatever. And well, this reminds me of a audiobook that I had listened to a couple weeks back called The Skin We're In. It's about Black people living in Canada and how racist the police are over there and have been for a very, very, very long time. And I know racists exist, but the systemic racism, just the absolute thuggery of these Canadian police officers. When you think of Canada, you don't think of that. I mean, it was so bizarre to read or to listen to that. I mean, it's like, wow, they're just as nasty as they are over here. You know, and I'm talking about underage Black kids getting treated like criminals just for existing in a space. Fuck these assholes. So, yeah, there was a post. In fact, and I read it today. There was a post. People were warning about Black people trying to relocate to Canada. They're like, you know what? It may not be any better over there because here's what they do. Here's how they move. Black people getting treated like second and third class citizens. You know, and I'm like, what the fuck, Canada? In other racist news, Chud the Builder, the N-word loving streamer, is, well, he's in jail. Got himself into a fight, shot a man multiple times outside a Tennessee courthouse after he shot himself. So looks like he's not going to be, I don't even think he's going to get bail. I think his bail is like $1 million. You know, he caused a man to be airlifted to a hospital for emergency surgery. Etherly was what some call a nuisance streamer. Etherly, his journey seemingly began around 2025 after he called a black woman the N-word in a road rage incident, and her daughter took his picture and posted it online. The reaction online led to Etherly getting fired from his job as a contractor. He said on the Proud Boys founder Gavin McKine's podcast, leading him to start his own business. The podcast, he also denied that his actions were racist, of course. However, following overwhelming negative attention from the community, locals in Clarksville, Tennessee began to recognize him from his viral content. People began to post information about his business, discouraging others from hiring him. In response, he started a page on Give, Send, Go, a fundraising platform known for its popularity among the far right. Hundreds of people in my city are slandering my business, spreading lies to tear down everything I've worked for. Well, you're kind of doing it on your own, my guy. Other people sided with him, however, and he garnered thousands of followers who connected with his resilience and his refusal to be silenced. Well, you're going to jail. I guess you're going to be silenced now. His online presence grew, and he continued to film himself antagonizing black people in public, claiming that it was his First Amendment right to call people racist names, often flashing his gun when people reacted with anger. A researcher of online extremism and counter-extremism project called him a rage-baiting streamer or simply an outrage merchant. He's trying to build his following by angering people. He's yelling racist statements, being a racist public nuisance, in the hopes that this will lead to positive financial contributions. Before the shooting, Chud was beginning to gain a toehold, but he was by no means well known. He had 229,000 followers on X, recently launched a Discord channel, and created a meme coin called Chud. I'll repeat that. He created his own meme coin. Yeah. This is called the Trump method. When outrage generates engagement, it can be tempting to push the envelope. They are incentivized over time to do more and more radical actions in the real world to gain followers online. Anybody whose content is built around confrontation in real life, there is like an escalation trap that they fall into. In the early afternoon, May 13th, hopefully that was a Friday. I don't think it was. Etherly got into a verbal altercation with a man named Joshua Fox outside of the Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville, Tennessee, according to a warrant obtained by Wednesday the 13th. Damn it. During the exchange, Etherly turned his body in a bladed stance. What the fuck? Towards Mr. Fox, reached for his firearm located in his right jacket pocket. Etherly allegedly began firing, hitting at Fox multiple times. Fox survived, but had to be airlifted to a hospital for emergency surgery. Surveillance footage also showed a projectile ricocheting off walls in the courtyard with several bystanders present, the warrant stated. Etherly, who also alleged grazed himself with a bullet while firing repeatedly, was treated for minor injuries in the hospital before being arrested. Though the shooting itself was not live streamed, audio of Etherly speaking with police was uploaded to Pump Fun, in which he claimed he was acting in self-defense. A video posted by Clarksville Now shows Etherly leaving the scene on a stretcher. His sudden fame from the shooting and felony charges seemed to have only heightened his appeal as a warrior for white supremacists in the villainous far right. As of May 18th, he raised more than $250,000. On Friday, May 15th, Etherly made his first court appearance Shoulders slump, no swagger or imposing Stetson hat, just handcuffs and a Montgomery County Jail jumpsuit. He closed his eyes for a moment when the judge announced he was setting Ether Lee's bond at $1.25 million. The judge also scheduled a bond hearing May 21st and a preliminary hearing May 26th. Oh, okay, so the bond hearing May 21st and then a preliminary on the 26th. That's going to be Tuesday? Yeah, Monday or Tuesday. In addition to the attempted murder, he faces charges of employing a firearm during a dangerous felony aggravated assault and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. His attorney declined to comment on the case itself. Okay, I don't give a fuck about what the attorney has to say. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's from the Rolling Stones. So I'll go ahead and post that in the comments. Did you have anything to add?
I know when Friday the 13th is next.
Okay.
Do you want to know?
Sure.
November.
Mm.
And yes, I hope Chad enjoys his stay in prison. If he thinks that his Aryan racist brotherhood is going to protect him, no, they're probably going to pass him around like a stick of butter, sad to say. But he's got nobody to blame for being in the situation that he's in besides himself. It was his racism that got him there. So he's made his bed, he can lay in it, and that's all the notes I have on that. Sorry.
No, that's good. Sweet and to the point. So we need... But yeah, it's just every day there's a new video of some white person just deciding, oh, there was a guy from there was a couple from France that started a fight with some black people and the guy got punched out. It's like, dude, you know, it's like you come to America, and I have to wonder if the people that actually come here want to participate in the racism that they see online. I have to wonder.
I wouldn't doubt it. What a sad existence they lead.
It's like, what else is there? Why come here? It's like, okay. So anyway, that's all I have for us today. Yeah. But just, this country is, I don't know. I really don't know what's going to set this country right. I really don't. It's exhausting.
Me neither.
Think what it's like being black in this country, having to live it. I'm exhausted just reading about it. Can you imagine what it's like having to live through it and experience it from a very young age all the way into adulthood?
I cannot imagine that, and I wouldn't want to. And I think this is why people need to pull their fingers out of their asses and actually getting it sorted, because nobody should have to live under these restraints, threats, hatred, repression. Nobody should be having to live like that. Everybody should be living free and happy. So it is definitely up to white people to put a stop to the systemic racism that is going on today.
Absolutely. And with that being said, we want to thank you so much for tuning into the Skeptically Speaking podcast. If you like what you heard and you want more independent media in your life, please consider joining the Skeptically Speaking family. Become a contributor. We'd like to do this full time and not just in our spare time. Support us via Cash App, Venmo, or become a Patreon subscriber. Links are down in the description.
Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate your support. We hope you all have a lovely Friday and have a lovely weekend. If we don't catch you tomorrow, we'll catch you on the flip side, which will probably be either Tuesday or Wednesday. Look after yourselves. Be safe, everyone. Much love.
Take care, everybody.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Grab a brush and put a little makeup. Hide the scars to fade away. Hide the scars to fade away. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? Here you go, create another fable. You wanted to grab a brush and put a little makeup. You wanted to hide the scars to fade away. The shake up. You wanted to. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? You wanted to. I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die. In my self-righteous suicide, I cry when angels deserve to die. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Father, into your hands, why have you forsaken me?